Hello ZJ Nation, I'm Dr. Joshua Plant, and today we're going to talk a little bit about that which a lot of parents are concerned about, and also a lot of elderly people or those that are aging in their years. How can we preserve our intelligence, or how can we even increase our intelligence? You know, this is a question I get asked quite a bit, and a lot of times we always assume that individuals that are intelligent were born that way, and vice versa. More and more evidence is suggesting just the opposite, that it is a lot of our environmental or our habits or our behaviors that can have a great impact on our intelligence. We're learning little quirky things of some of the great minds in the world. For example, Einstein would sleep up to 12 hours a day, it's reported. That he found this to be very critical in preserving and enhancing his intelligence and memory. We see a variety of these different things. Certain mathematicians find the power of supplementing with certain herbs and increasing their intelligence. So we know that we can have a drastic impact on our intelligence and memory. And so I want to talk a little bit about what we know and simple things you can do for both yourself, maybe some aging people in your life, or even your children. So the first thing that I want to talk about is there's usually just 3 areas that are critical with everything in our lives. And it usually boils down to sleep, diet, and exercise. And the same holds true with respect to our memory and intelligence. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about how each one of these areas work and simple things you can do to improve them. I'm going to start first about exercise. How many people who are on watching this, I'd like you to give a thumbs up if you've seen this picture before. It's actually kind of popular because it was so simple and yet revolutionary in showing the power of exercise in actually stimulating our brain. Usually when we think of exercise, we think of blood going to our muscles, our increased heart rate, lactic acid buildup. But we've kind of missed, with respect to our daily education, the rise of intelligence with respect to exercise. There have been several studies that have gone on to show not only do you stimulate brain activity after just something simple as a 20-minute walk, but that exercise is critical in delaying or preventing the symptoms of damaging diseases such as Alzheimer's and dementia. Individuals have shown that people that exercise have increased memory, have increased cognitive ability, and are also able to perform much better on their tests. And they've actually gone to the extent of kind of ranking the more effective exercises to the least. The most effective, as you could imagine, is cardiovascular activity. Doing those for 20 to 30 minutes a day for 3 or 4 times a week has a drastic impact on improving our intelligence and memory. The least impactful, but yet still more impactful than a sedentary lifestyle, is that of weightlifting. So if you're really looking to delay the symptoms of memory loss or improve your intelligence, take you and your family out for a walk. Just 2, 3, 4 times a week. Take the family out, walk 20 to 30 minutes, stimulate that brain activity, get the blood and activity going through those brain cells, allowing the removal of those toxic buildups of tau proteins, which are later correlated with damaging neurological effects. So exercise is very, very important. Now, what you're wanting to do is you're also going to want to supplement properly with your exercise to make sure that you're getting that benefit of that increased heart rate. There's a lot of things that you can do. Look for something that has some mild stimulants in it potentially, or if you're sensitive to stimulants, look for something that has vasodilators, such as beetroot powder. ZJ International just launched a great product called Prime, which has no stimulants, but is great at vasodilating. That can help stimulate those processes of circulating the blood throughout the body and also the brain. A great product. The next thing that I want to talk about is sleep. I'm the one that's very guilty of this. I myself have spent my whole life sleeping about 4 to 6 hours a night and feeling very adequate with that. That's not good. I myself am going to be the first to admit we need to increase that. In fact, studies have shown that a 6th grader who misses just 1 hour sleep of night, his test performances fall back in line with that of a child that is in their 4th grade. And so if your child is struggling maybe with reading, math, or any other subjects, sleep is most likely one of the greatest avenues that you can have to improve their performance. Sleep. It's very, very critical. Now, here's the challenge. As all of you that are watching this, you're probably watching this as you're walking to something, you're probably watching this in lieu of sleeping. Well, it's hard in today's society to get the adequate sleep we need. Alarms go off, kids are awake, we have so many stimuli from TV to phones to you name it. What I would recommend is there's a variety of essential oils that are very powerful in helping us improve our sleep. Now, there's something interesting about sleep. There's what happens when you're sleeping, there's something called sleep spindles. What these are short little bursts of increased oscillating voltage while you sleep. And these sleep spindles have been directly correlated to the intelligence of an individual. There's much we don't know about these sleep spindles. So when we put these little doodads, if you will, on our mind and measure our sleep, the voltage of our brain while we're sleeping, we see these anomalies of sleep spindles happening. And what we see is that the intelligence is directly correlated to the frequency or the amount of these sleep spindles. Now, what we want to do is we want to get as many sleep spindles as possible. And there's some powerful essential oils that can help us get the sleep we need. Now, I'm going to give you a list of a variety of different ones. And the reason I'm going to give you a list is they all work in slightly different ways. Maybe helping to decrease stress. Others may help us ultimately relax. And many of us are up for different reasons, and so there's no one size fits all, especially when it comes to natural, safe home remedies. Vetiver, lavender, Roman chamomile, ylang ylang, and sandalwood are the ones that historically have been shown to have the greatest impact in helping people get the sleep they need. So get the sleep you need, allow those sleep spindles to happen, and see increased performance with respect to ability to think the next day, as well as in the long term. Individuals that get adequate sleep are significantly, very significantly, less likely to develop Alzheimer's, dementia, and other brain-related diseases later in their life. So get the sleep you need. Now, the last one that I want to talk about is foods. This is something that consumes all of us. We need to get the right foods in our body, but more importantly, in many ways, we may need to avoid the wrong foods. Fast food. Children that eat fast food are correlated with a 2-point decrease in IQ. They followed about 7,000 children over the course of 8 years and found out that the increased frequency of fast food consumption is correlated with a 2 IQ point drop. That may not sound like a lot, but roughly 1 IQ point equates to an earning average of about $4,000 to $5,000. So as a child in their younger years is eating fast food, ultimately they're going to have that much more of a challenge to get an earning potential later in life. Now, in addition to this, they've also shown a 1.67 decrease in IQ points based upon sugar consumption. So avoid fast food, avoid sugar, and your child can reach their optimal intelligence. Other things that have been shown, for example, are trans fats. Trans fats have been shown to have significant impact with respect to memory. Trans fats, partially hydrogenated oil is another way that it may be seen. This is in everything from Crisco to a lot of fried goods. Avoid trans fats, and it helps preserve your memory later in life. That was in a wonderful article out of the Public Library of Science. Now, usually what we see with respect to intelligence is there's certain nutrients that are hypercritical. These include zinc, B vitamins, omega-3s, and proteins. And so I want to talk a little bit about where these are found in plant sources. Foods that are high in zinc you can find in spinach, moringa, and wheat germ. Now, I'm a father of 4 children. Good luck putting that in front of your children. And so I'm going to go through each of these, and you're going to see some of the challenges that we have of making sure that our children get the zinc they need, which is so critical for their intelligence and performance in school. Foods that are high in protein, soy, moringa, and beans. Now you notice there's a common botanical in all of these. That is moringa. Foods high in omega-3, Brussels sprouts, moringa, and kale. Again, I'm a father of 4, and the last time I put a bucket of kale in front of my kids, I ended with a bucket of kale. Foods high in B vitamins, you can find wheat germ, moringa, and spinach. So moringa is a common botanical that is found in many of these. I would recommend a strong dose of moringa oleifera each and every day. Find a supplement that allows you to take it easily. I recommend for children Smart Mix and for adults Super Mix. that you're able to get those nutrients that are critical for cognitive performance and maintenance throughout life. So this was a quick Facts and Findings with Dr. Joshua Plant. I look forward to talking to you again next week as we learn more and more about the power that we have in controlling our own health and wellness. Thank you again.